Well, two absolutely tremendous finals so far at the All England Championships. And next up is women's doubles, and that will be followed by the mixed doubles. And then the last of our 5 finals this afternoon, men's singles, the world #1 against the Olympic champion. So to the women's doubles final, and the holder Yu Yang this year playing with a new partner, Wang Xiaoli, up against the Japanese pair of Mizuki Fujii and Reika Kakiiwa.
It's the Yonex All England Open Badminton Championships here at the NIA in Birmingham. Please welcome in the women's doubles final, the #3 seeds from China, Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang. And please welcome their opponents from Japan, Mizuki Fujii and Reika Kakiiwa.
Well, it's 20 years since Japan had finalists in the women's doubles. Here in 2011, Mizuki Fujii and Reika Kakiiwa are trying to become the first champions in 33 years. Schroeder of Germany is the umpire for this women's doubles final. David Martin from England, the service judge. So the Chinese combination, Yu Yang on the right as we look at them, and her new partner Wang Xiaoli, because Yu Yang last year won the title here playing with Du Jing. Of course, she is current world and Olympic champion with Du Jing, but there have been long-term injury concerns about her Olympic winning partner, and therefore they formed this new partnership, and already they are ranked #3 in the world, and they've only got 7 tournaments towards that world ranking. A career win-loss record of 29-1. That is absolutely extraordinary, and that translates into 5 titles. Well, their toughest match, and the only match to go the full distance, was in the semi-final yesterday against the qualifiers Lina Damke-Gröser and Maria Orotka. Dropped the second game, as you see, but were very, very strong in the decider. 21-9, match lasting 51 minutes. But it's interesting to me that not any of their opponents there were seeded. So if they're to win this title, they'll have won the All England crown without ever having to play against a seeded pair, because their opponents today, the Japanese pairing of Mizuki Fujii and Reika Kakiiwa, are themselves not seeded, only just missed out on a seeding position because they're currently number 9 in the world, up 2 places from last week. They're only making their 3rd appearance here at the All England Championships, lost in the round of last 16 for the last 2 years. And as you can see, their win-loss record 7-3, and that translates into winning the German Open last week. So very much a pair in form, but they had a very tough second round match against the Danish combination of Christina Pedersen and Camilla Oruta-Yul, who in the first round had disposed of the number 2 seeds from Japan, Mayuki Maeda and Satoko Sutsuna. And as you can see, seeds in the quarterfinal, mixed nationality pairing, and a semi-final against teammates. Well, they've played each other once previously. That was in the Super Series finals in the group competition, and they won in 2 comfortable games. Well, China's dominance in this women's doubles competition has been quite extraordinary for years. China has won this title, the women's doubles, 13 times in the last 15 years. The only interruption was a couple of times, 2008 and back in 1999, when the Koreans took the title. And in fact, to emphasize that point, 9 of the last 10 women's doubles finals here at the All England have been all Chinese affairs. So the unseeded Japanese pairing of Mizuki Fujii and Reika Kakiiwa just missed out on a seeding position themselves, number 9 in the world ranking, up a couple of places from a week ago. But they are a pair that's in form. They won the German Open last week, beating Ha Jung-eun and Kim Min-jung in the final, and those Koreans, former world number 2s.
This is the Yonex All England Open Championships women's doubles final between, on my right, Mizuki Fujii, Reika Kakiiwa, Japan. And on my left, Wang Xiaoli, Yujiang, China.
Plenty of Chinese support here at the National Indoor Arena in Birmingham.
Young to serve to Mizuki Fujii. Love all, play.
Well, the defending champion, Yu Yang, getting this final underway. But of course, a year ago, she won this title with Du Jing. Same player with which she won the world title last year in the Olympic Games in Beijing. This year playing with Wang Xiaoli. And Ian, it's been remarkable. These 2 Chinese players played against each other in the World Championship final, and promptly both partnerships dissolved, and the Chinese coaching staff decided they wanted to pair these 2 players together. Long-term injury concerns about Du Jing. And since forming that partnership, this is their 8th final from 9 tournaments played, and they've already won 5 titles from their previous 8 tournaments. I don't think it's an underestimation to say that's not a bad start to a partnership, is it?
No, it's a very, very good combination. The Chinese, during the last 12 months, have tried 1 or 2 different combinations to find their strongest combinations for the Olympic qualifying period. They seem to have settled on this pair, and it looks a good choice.
Yes, we've been watching them earlier this year in the first 2 Super Series events, and I have to say that what excites me about this new Chinese pair is the fact that they want to be so adventurous on court. They're looking to attack, and especially Wang Xiaoli. I think she is very much the playmaker, and Yu Yang, it gives her the freedom then to go forward to the net and try and dominate the front of the court. And of course, that's where she likes to be, where she is right now. So she's a very fine mixed doubles player as well. In fact, she won the All England mixed doubles title 2 years ago, playing with He Hanbin, and an Olympic bronze medal in the mixed.
That's really good, but there's a good example of what makes them such a dangerous pair and why they can be so aggressive with their tactical options. They're a very aggressive pair because both players are very competent all around the court. They've both got good defence, they both read the game very well in the forecourt, and both got good power from the rear court. It's a very difficult combination to break down tactically.
Yes, indeed.
6-1.
Because Wang Xiaoli was ranked #1 in the world with margin. This is an incredible occasion for Mizuki Fujii and Reika Kakiiwa. First Japanese finalists in the women's doubles for 20 years since Kimiko Jinai and Hisako Mori. And in fact, you have to go back 33 years to find the last Japanese winners of the All England title, Tokuda and Takada. Remember them?
I do, yes. They were a good pair to watch as well. They were always enjoyed their badminton. Japanese got a real problem here. Their normal style is to play counter-attack, is to build from defensive positions. But the pair they're facing tomorrow really do have a very, very good attack. And as you can see there, they have good rotation to get in behind the attacking play from the rear court. And if the Japanese just sit back and defend, they could find themselves in real trouble here. Again, great angle with the attack.
Called a fault. That's disappointment for the Japanese players, and an astonishing start to this final. Just 4 minutes of play, and we're already at the mid-game interval.
Yeah, clearly touched the net there. Good call from the umpire. Yeah, Chinese coaches not having to spend too much time on court there, just reinforcing what they're doing well, getting on and off the court very quickly. Whereas the Japanese coaches have got a bit more work to do.
Yes, the tour of the two Japanese coaches, Park Ji-bong, of course, former world and Olympic champion. He was representing Korea.
(11-1). Play.
I'm sure that's the intent, to be a little bit more aggressive on return of serve, but it's not their natural style, and hence the mistake. Again, the Japanese being forced on the defence for the majority of that rally. As I say, it's going to be very difficult to win from defence in this match.
Serves over.
Perhaps that might settle the nerves. Certainly the Japanese pair need a little run of points here. Help them get themselves into this final. It's all slipping away rather too quickly at the moment. Oh dear, that's a real sign of nerves, isn't it? It's understandable, Ian. But as a coach, what do you say? What do you tell your players?
Well, as you say, they're on a good run of form. You know, they won the German last week. They've had a great tournament this week so far. You've got to try and get them just to relax and get the game going. But they're under extreme pressure against this Chinese pair today. As I say, there's a real clash of styles. Japanese would have liked to have come out, played some long rallies, get into the match, settle down, and they've just not been given the opportunity to do that.
Chinese pair just in total control at the moment.
Yeah, as soon as they're forced onto defence, it's a question of survival rather than trying to be constructive. Maybe can try a little bit more block defence, see if they can turn those defensive situations around.
Oh dear. Paralysed with nerves.
18-2.
Neither player reacting to the clear down the centre of the court. Oh, that's clever. That's what I love about Wang Xiaoli. She has such vision. It's not just her racket skills, she sees the gaps. Yes, good positioning of the smash, not just the power. Saw that Mizuki Fujii was waiting committed to her forehand defence. Just smashing slightly across the body, she couldn't deal with it. And now, an incredible 18 game points. Well, exactly 9 minutes of play, and that's absolutely extraordinary for an All-England final. 21-2, the scoreline in the opening game. Total dominance by this new exciting pairing from China. Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang not even breaking sweat. 21-2. Coach with the cap on there, former All-England champion.
Well, as you would expect, the scoreline like that, that's very dominated, really dominated by the Chinese pair. But look at that, no unforced errors in the first game. They've really imposed a very high tempo, great intensity. All the net winners and all the overhead winners for the Chinese pair who are dominating this match, both tactically and physically.
Well, I can't help but wonder what the Japanese coaches could really say to their players, other than just forget that opening game. Desperate situation, nightmare situation for them, really, where they're so excited last night, obviously, when they knew they were in the final, but they've been totally outclassed so far today. 21-2, that opening game, in favour of the world #3 ranked pair, Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang. And even the luck with the Chinese.
Yeah, from a coach's perspective, you've got to try and pick out any small positives that you can. You know, the score's 0-0, it's a new game. You've been in a good run of form. You know, try and get into the rallies early, try and be a little bit more positive, a little bit more constructive. But it's a tough ask.
Good judgment. The call from Yu Yang, her partner, to leave the shuttle. Once again, two Japanese players, neither of them reacting to the attack or the shot down the centre of the court.
Yeah, too much firepower here. It's a big smash. They're not really in a great defensive position there. It's static. Not going for the lift, that's better from the Japanese pair. Trying to compete for that net position rather than just lifting out straight away.
Well, it's not just power, is it, Ian? There's great thought and purpose and placement to every shot that the Chinese pair hit.
Yeah, a good example there of the rotation. Both players finishing in the front of the court. Very aggressive footwork. Getting better return, trying to compete, trying to look for some attacking opportunities. Good short return.
Brilliant by the Chinese, the counter-attack, turning their defensive play into attacking play.
6-3.
Yes, and that's the difference between the two pairs. When the Chinese are in defence, they're always trying to push up the court, try and convert it. Whereas the Japanese are forced to stay in the defensive positions and just playing very defensive defence, if you know what I mean.
Park Jubong on the right as we look at them. 9 All-England titles here, both in men's doubles and mixed doubles. 4 men's doubles, 5 mixed doubles titles. All right, there's the little hand signal to her partner, letting her know where she's going to serve to.
trying to use the block, not to give the attack away directly, but the Chinese pair are so aggressive. They're both on the front foot, both looking to move forward the whole time.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, it's a better rally by the Japanese pair. And I think another big difference between these two pairs, you talked about the Japanese pair sometimes being a little too negative in defence and not looking to turn that into attack, but also when they do get on the attack, it's taking 3, 4, 5 or 6 shots to actually break down their opponent's defence, whereas the Chinese seem to be able to win the rally once they're on the attack there. What was that, 1 or 2 shots and they've won the rally?
Yeah, there's a big difference in firepower between the two pairs. Chinese pair, much more power and more explosive leg strength to go with it. Whereas the Japanese, you know, traditionally they like to move the shuttle around the court. They like to try and sort of milk errors out of their opponents, but as we saw in the stats for the first game, not one unforced error from the Chinese pair in that first game.
9-5.
Yeah, again there, 3 shots to break down the defence. And those weren't even powerful shots.
10-5.
All to the mid-game interval with a 6-point advantage. Chinese pair, we've been more and more impressed by them every tournament they've played. Already 2 titles this year, Super Series finals and the Korean Open.
That's a good point, Jill, because we're visibly watching them get better. The rotations getting better, the defensive combinations with the follow-up play to convert the defence to attack is getting better with each tournament. And at the moment it's very difficult to see who's going to compete with them in the lead up to 2012.
Yes, well, a 6-point advantage with the Chinese, but just thinking about the last comment there, Ian, perhaps we should get excited about the young Danish pair that we saw in the semi-final. They started the week in the qualifying event. And Ina Damke Kreuzer and Maria Ropka pushed this pair to 3 games, so they've certainly got the potential.
Yes, they had a great tournament, the young Danes, and look very promising for the future. The question when these pairs come on the scene is always, the Chinese won't have seen them, they didn't know their style of play. It's a question of how much variety the Danes have got and whether they get worked out by the more experienced pairs once they've been on the circuit for a while.
6-12.
Goodness, that's such a good smash off a reasonable flick serve. Got back so well. Good placement of the smash. Yeah, made it look easy. Held the shot to the last moment before she played the kill.
14-6.
Japanese pair just didn't even react.
Yeah, you can see what the Japanese pair are trying to do. They're trying to block and move in, but it's not their natural style of play.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, she did incredibly well to get the first one back, did Mizuki Fujii. And even Yu Yang burst into a big grin. How on earth did she get that back?
You said it though, Jill, it is just about getting it back, I'm afraid.
Yes, please.
They just haven't got any weapons to turn those defensive situations around.
A good example of the rotational play there from the Chinese pair. I think Yu Yang may have even felt that the shuttle had touched the ground first. I don't think it had. That's clever. Yeah, the little guided shot across court, but quite clearly the longest rally of the match so far.
Yeah, Japanese pair just moving the shuttle around the court a little bit better there, but again, Chinese pair, there's no unforced errors, everything's very solid, there's good organisation on the court. We saw several examples there of the rotation and the good understanding that they're building up between themselves.
Can't help but think that perhaps it would have helped if the Japanese pair could have had a long rally like that early on in the match, just to settle themselves in and really sort of feel at home on the court.
Yes, I'm sure that's what the coaches would have been hoping for, just to get the nerves out of the system early. But unfortunately, it never materialised in that first game.
How did she miss that? Well, she doesn't miss many of those, does she?
It's an unforced error. There's really not been many of those.
17.
Gets herself in good position. Yeah, maybe just relaxes a little bit. Slight loss of concentration there.
Oh! First time that the Chinese players have really been pulled out of position, both leaving it for the other. Always happens with new partnerships, Ian, but they have looked very polished so far. That's the first real sign that they are a new partnership.
Again, real power there from Wang Xiaoli. So it's not just the power, it's the angle, it's the placement. Hitting off defence there. Very difficult to defend against.
Clever smash. Jump smash from Yu Yang, leaping in the air, bringing it down so steeply. And there's the rotation that you'd been talking about. 2:29. Fastest of the match so far.
Yeah, and we had two rallies there, and that's why this pair are so dangerous. They've both got real power from the rear court, and they both read it so well from the forecourt.
Oh, Great awareness again. Wang Xiaoli just noticing where her opponents were, holding the shuttle, flicking it deep into the forehand corner.
Thank you. 20, match point 9.
11 championship points.
Game.
Only needed the one. 27 minutes and an emphatic victory for Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang of China. 21-2, 21-9. And China's dominance in this discipline continues. Their 14th title in 16 years here at the All England Championships, and as far as Yu Yang is concerned, her 3rd All England title, having won the women's doubles last year with Du Jing and the mixed doubles 2 years ago with He Han-bin. Well, I personally believe that these two Chinese players could take the women's doubles to a whole new level. If they continue to play like that, I think that might just happen. 21-2, 21-9 victory over Fujii and Kakiiwa. Well, Ian, I don't think I can remember an All England final that was so one-sided. Can you?
No, they're very, very dominant, but the Japanese shouldn't be down. I mean, they've had a great European tour, winning that German Open last week and having a tremendous run to the final here. But I'm sure they'll learn a lot from that. You know, sometimes you have to go through these experiences to actually learn from it and learn how to cope with the nerves and the situation.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for the presentations for the Yonex All England Open Badminton Championships Women's Doubles. To make the presentations, please welcome Jeff Rowe, President of Badminton England, Kei Yanagi, Executive Managing Director of the International Division of Yonex, and Brent Fleming-Jones, Managing Director of Iceni Waters Limited. This marks the 101st championship and the 28th consecutive year of Yonex sponsorship, making it one of the longest partnerships in sporting history. Badminton England would like to extend its sincere thanks and appreciation to Yonex for its continued support. And we're also privileged to be part of the OSIN BWF World Super Series as a premier event. To thank our officials, Jeff Rowe from Badminton England will now award commemorative medals to umpire Cornelia Schroeder from Germany and her service judge David Martin of England.
Medals being presented to our court officials. Cornelia Schroeder of Germany and David Martin from England.
Our runners-up in the women's doubles, Mizuki Fujii and Reika Kakiiwa from Japan.
Well, weren't in today's final. Outclassed, outpaced, but they should be mighty proud of their achievements this week. Were not seeded at all in these championships and yet battled their way through to the final.
And the runners-up medals presented by Jeff Rowe from Badminton England.
Well, the seeding suggested that it would be a Japanese pair in the final, but not this pair. It was supposed to be Maeda and Suetsuna. They were the number 2 seeds. But Mizuki Fujii and Reika Kakiiwa have made Japan very proud in a week that tragically has
runners-up in
so
the
much
women's
distress.
doubles, Mizuki Fujii and Reika Kakiiwa from Japan. Please now welcome our winners onto the podium, the 2011 Yonex All England Open Women's Doubles Champions, Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang from China.
Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang from China. China lift the women's doubles once again, 14th time in 16 years here at the All England Champions that China have won the women's doubles title. And for Yu Yang, she retains her title that she won 12 months ago with Du Jing. And this is exciting new partnership with Wang Xiaoli.
Will present the winners' medals.
Every time I've seen them since they formed their partnership last autumn, they have just got better and better.
And a bottle of Pommery champagne.
Their performance in the opening game was just about faultless. Not one single unforced error throughout the whole of game number one, which they took 21-2. First All England title for Wang Xiaoli. Well, their performance fully justifies head coach Lee Yongbo's decision to split these two players from their previous partnerships and form this new exciting dynamic pairing.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2011 Yonex All England Women's Doubles Champions from China, Wang Xiaoli.
They've won the title without having to play against a seeded pair, but that detracts nothing from their achievements because they have been absolutely outstanding this week here in Birmingham.